Hello everyone, welcome to eGATE.ai. In this video, we will understand small concepts like what is schema, what is instance, and what is metadata. So let me write a small keyword or definitions about all these terms, and then we can talk about it. So schema is blueprint or logical description of a database. So complete logical description or blueprint. Okay, so all the information about the database is there in the schema. Okay, that what are the tables are there, how many tables have relations, and what actually primary key is attached to which foreign key. So all those informations are there. This is basically schema. So schema is again blueprint. Okay, so basically it refers to overall design of the database. Okay, so let me also write it down. And then snapshot of DB is at a particular moment is instance. Okay, so in database, let's assume that at a particular moment we stop every read write operation or specially write operation. Then whatever is the status of the database at that moment is basically instance. Okay, so this term is also used many times in the GATE exam. So they will give you a table with a lot of entries, and they will tell you that this is the instance of the table. That means at a particular moment the snapshot of the table was taken. Okay, and then that they ask you to find out the candidate keys. So snapshot of the table is basically what I'm talking about, but snapshot of entire database is called instance. And then metadata is, as metadata describes, data about data. So here in this case metadata is data about the database itself. Okay, so database has objects and structures, so it keeps information about the database. Like let's say inside the database there is a table, then what is the table name? Then inside the table there are multiple attributes, so what are the attributes name? And then if let's say there is an attribute, then what is the data type of the attribute, whether it is string, whether it is integer, boolean, etc. So this is basically stored, or this is basically called metadata. Now there are two types of schema. Okay, physical schema and logical schema, and then logical schema. Okay, so physical schema is more about storage, indices. Okay, while logical schema is more about relationship, constraints, etc. Okay, constraints, etc. So this is basically the overall concept of schema, instance, and metadata. Just to revise, schema is it talks about overall design, like it's a blueprint of the database. It has it talks about all the information of the database, right, from logical layer, like logical description, not to the physical. Instance is snapshot of the database at a particular moment, and metadata is data or information about database object, structure, and all other like table, relationship, everything. So this is the basic definition of these three terms. Now if you have understood it well, please solve this question. Which of the following statement best describes the relationship between a schema, an instance, and metadata in a DBMS? So instance refers to physical structure of the database. This is wrong, right? We just studied that instance is basically snapshot, right? So this is clearly wrong. The database the schema refers to the overall design of the database. An instance is snapshot of the data at a particular point in time, and metadata is data about the data. So this sounds correct, right? This sounds correct, but we should read all the statements. Then metadata refers to the design of the database. This is again wrong, right? Metadata is data about data, so this is wrong. And then a schema, an instance, and metadata all refers to the data stored in the database. This is again wrong. So you could see that it's just exchange or interchange of definitions, right? And we know that option B is correct now. Okay, So if you were able to solve this, then obviously you have understood this these definitions. But if you have any question, feel free to ask. Okay, so see you in the next lecture.